let your hair get in the way. Can't be defined by.
Hi guys,
it's Cheyenne.
I'm Ia.
Welcome back to another episode of the Grow and Glow podcast. This week we're talking about,
We're talking about, is it me? Am I the drama? Because I feel like, it's really hard to take accountability. Trust me, we know. I think Cheyenne and I have started taking accountability more now than we ever have in our entire life, because we don't like to be wrong. But yeah, we're just gonna talk about experiences of when we now realize we've been in the wrong, and how you should approach situations when things may not be going your way, but hey, you're not always right.
Yeah, you're not always right, and there will be times where you were wrong, but you can still be bitter about it.
Yeah,
like you're healing, not healed.
Yeah,
so
it's just how you, I guess, channel that bitterness.
Yeah, that's literally it. As long as you channel it correctly, you're chilling. Just don't go break no windows or
bust your windows out your car.
Don't do that, or put sugar in gas tanks. I feel like I'm giving ideas now.
Yeah.
Let me not do that.
Anyways, let's see.
What's the time you needed to take accountability?
Well,
yesterday.
Honestly. So there's the situation with one person. This person and I are cool now. Like, we talked it out and everything, and it's not necessarily excusing things that they did that made me feel a certain way, but it definitely took me several months to finally be like, okay, you know what? It wasn't all their fault. Like, I don't know. I feel like when it comes to taking accountability, it's not, invalidating your feelings or just completely excusing, someone making you feel a certain way, but it's definitely, there's two sides to every story.
Yeah.
So you can't really sit there, not all situations, but most situations, you have a little, just a smidge little.
You probably had something to do with
something to do with it, just a little bit. Even if it wasn't anything major, maybe to you it wasn't major, but to that person it could have been major.
Yeah.
So, this person, felt like, I was just constantly nagging. And thinking about it, I was like, you know what? Yeah. And even, it's, very important, to talk about things that are bothering you. But I think in the way that I was approaching it, I just made that person feel like they were never doing anything right. So, as hard as it was to kind of hear that out loud from that person's mouth, I mean, I also needed to hear that, because that made me realize, okay, like, I need to work on that. Yeah, I need to stop going you, and really take the time to sit down and reflect and be like, okay, what about me? Like, what did I do? Like, why is this person? Because even it's so easy to be like, oh, like they just ghosted me.
Yeah.
Oh, they're ignoring me, yada yada yada. But it's like, well, what did I do to make them do that?
But
like,
there are times where you didn't do anything.
No, fair. Yeah. No, there's definitely times where I never did anything. But yeah, yeah.
I feel like, I had the same situation. It seems like I'm nagging because I'm telling you what you're doing wrong. But also, like, when you're doing a lot of wrong, what good am I going to talk about? There's nothing here to talk about.
And I feel, situations like that, it's like, if you're telling someone and telling someone they're not fixing it, of course, like, that's different. Then, yeah.
But you have to be able to identify when you're in the wrong, like, when you're constantly telling somebody what they're doing wrong and not getting, like, them, like, not understanding why you keep nagging, bro. Like, what's going on?
Because literally, it's like, I feel like I sounded like a broken record, and it's like, I think I'm just, like, telling you, like, you're not doing this, you're not doing this, okay, but why is that bothering you so much? I don't feel like I really, like, fully explained, like, okay, you're doing this is why it's making me feel this way. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, no, I've had, like, both sides of the spectrum where it was like, you're like real fucked up, and you keep doing stuff to me. But then there's been times where I'm just nagging, and people are like, dang, do you even like him?
Yeah,
like, why are you guys together?
Yeah.
But, like, I feel like that usually comes from them being the root of the cause of the problem. Like, they caused all this, but don't help by adding gasoline to the fire.
Yeah, and I think it's, it's tough to, because I feel like in situations I've been in, at least, I'm stubborn. I'm very stubborn, so it'll take sometimes, like, if it means I just never talk to you again, then I won't talk to you again. If it means that I just don't have to apologize, which is, I'm working on that. Like, I started to be more apologetic, even though it's been months after the fact, but I realized it. I'm not sitting here anymore being like, it was never me.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that's a trait I don't want to change. I'm quick to cut somebody off if I do not feel what you're, putting down.
Mm-hmm. I think for me, like, it depends on the person, and two,
Well, yeah.
I'm just like, okay, like, if I want people to give me grace when, I make them feel a certain way, then I have to do the same.
Yeah. I usually, I don't know. I feel like my whole life I've tried to hold myself as accountable as possible. Just because, if not, I was going to have a real shitty day if I lied about something. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. I would like to say I'm pretty good at, being like, oh, no, my bad. I don't apologize. But that's because I don't usually feel sorry for the things that I did. Mm-hmm. I'm like, my bad. I didn't intentionally mean to, hurt you, or I apologize because, I didn't have negative intentions. But I'm not sorry about anything because I have a reason why I did everything.
And you know what? It's funny because I realized when I apologized too, and now it's like I apologize.
Yeah.
Because like you said, I'm not gonna invalidate my reactions to things, but at the same time, I'm like, I will acknowledge the fact that it made you feel a certain way. So I will take accountability for that because especially I feel like since I work with children, they have such big feelings, and I like to look at it like, okay, if I don't invalidate their feelings, why would I invalidate someone else's as an adult? Because I'm not gonna see someone, crying and be like, why are you crying? It's not that big of a deal. When it's like, I don't know, I'm not, that's what you're going through. Especially with a child, it's like, they're this big with, emotions this big. So it's some people just have a harder time, communicating what's going on in their mind. And who am I to judge if they react in a way that I wouldn't react?
Yeah. Or some people like me would, I was always the type of person, anytime I had a problem, I instantly thought I did something wrong. Mm-hmm. I always thought, I'm the problem, I'm the drama. Mm-hmm. So, when there were times where I was wrong, I was like, no, I apologize. I don't mean to intentionally cause any harm to you, but I'm not sorry for what I did. Mm-hmm. There was something you did to me that caused me to react this way. But also not saying it's your fault I did that.
In one of the books I'm reading, what did it say? It said I resonated with this so much. It was whenever there's people who once there's the side of an issue, they automatically retract because they're like, oh, I'm the problem. Let me not add more fuel to the fire type thing.
Yeah, I don't retract necessarily. Mm-hmm. Depending on who it is. Yeah. Sometimes I retract. Most of the time though, if I really care about you and I feel like I'm the drama, I'm the problem, I'm going to I'm not going to bug you about it because I don't know what everyone's going through. It could just be absolutely nothing and they're just going through some personal stuff. But I'm always just extra, hey, you good? You okay? What's going on? How was your day? Doing more check-ins and trying to read the person more than retract. Because I'm I can retract emotionally, but I still want to figure out what's wrong. Am I the problem? Because if I am the problem, I want to fix it. I don't like being the villain in people's story. Yeah. But sometimes I am the villain in people's story, and they don't.
You know what? And that's something I'm kind of just learning to be okay with. Trust me, I'm a people pleaser for sure. So it's really hard when 9 times out of 10, not to sound cocky, but I just feel most people always say how much they adore me, they like me. So it is hard, if I have an issue with someone, I'm just what don't you like about me? What is it?
Yes.
It is hard for me. So but now I think as an adult, I'm just you either like me or you don't. Yes, there's things I'm working on about myself, but at the same time, there's just certain qualities about myself where it's just me. And if you don't fuck with it, that's you. I'm not gonna apologize for being me. I'm sorry.
I had a lot of that, oh my God, what do you mean you don't like me? Yeah. In high school, early college. Because I'm everybody likes me. No matter where you go, if someone knows me, they like me. That's just how it is. So, getting in high school and, dealing with girl drama over boys. over boys, not men, little boys who I didn't even want like that anyway. And then like getting to college and like having to go find your own friends. I'm like, what do you mean everyone's not talking to me? What's going on? Like, I wasn't the problem. That's just how things roll sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, no, there was this one time in high school I was probably a problem, but like I learned that one scenario. I was talking to this guy, one of my friends or whatever, I guess you could call her that. She liked him. She got upset he didn't want her back, so then she came to attack me and was like, oh, why are you hogging him? You don't even want him, and he doesn't want you. Like, why are you guys still talking to each other? And I was like, what? I haven't talked to him in weeks. Like, what are you talking about? So, yeah, she was like, oh, you're hogging him. So then, me being me, I got very aggressive. And that's how I became very iconic in high school. Because I told this girl my exact words. Because she started like, at first it was just bickering back and forth, her calling me the B word, all that. Like, you know, typical teenage shit. Then she started saying something about my hair.
Oh yeah,
And
you
she said it was
yeah, I
nappy.
remember you telling me that, yeah.
And I was like, ooh, one thing about me, my hair always stays done. Please do not talk about my hair. Her hair was fried. And I was like, my hair's nappy, but your hair literally feels like sandpaper right now. Like, I guess. So I told her my exact words, because she lived around the corner from my grandma. I said, I will walk to your house, beat your ass, and then go home and eat dinner like nothing happened. And I was probably wrong in that, because she was going to tell the like, all right, she advised it, and I could not figure out. I was like, why'd you go snitch? Like, I didn't threaten you. I didn't do anything. I just told you, you keep disrespecting me like this, here's what's going to happen. And, you know, principal got involved, all that, and I was just like, I don't think I was a problem. Now, I realize, okay, that was probably really aggressive, and like, can you imagine someone significantly taller than you?
Yeah.
At like 17 telling you, I'm gonna beat your ass and I know where you live. Like,
I'd be scared because I'm a good like 2 feet tall.
and like, it wasn't that she was like super, super smaller than me. Like, I was taller, but like weight wise and like strength wise, I was stronger, but like we were about the same size. So I was like, I'm not that much bigger than you if we were the same team size. Like, I'm just taller. So, anyway, I learned not to be violent anymore.
Yeah, I think I'm learning to be more assertive. Like,
Yeah.
not in a violent way, but you know, I am a pushover. Like, I'm like 100%.
Well, not so much anymore.
Not anymore. I
Yeah.
used to be. It was bad.
It's gotten so much
It's
better.
gotten a lot
so much
better.
There's been times where she's like up at 5 a.m. She's like, yeah, I gotta go drive and pick up my friend in this far place, bring them back down here for like an hour, and then drive them all the way back somewhere else that they don't live to get their car, and then drive back home. And I'm like, girl, why? And she's like, they just asked.
And the thing, like, I really love doing things for people, but I also just have a big fear of telling people no. Like, I don't know why.
Where the root of that
I don't
came
know
from.
where the root of that came from.
That's so interesting.
But yeah, I think now I'm learning to be more assertive in a way that I feel comfortable with. So, you know, people are just okay. Like, she's just, you know, putting up boundaries.
Yeah.
Like, she's not being a bitch and she's not being disrespectful. But I have done it in respectful ways where people still are messing with me. I'm just like, that
That's
tells
when
me
you have to,
everything I
yeah.
need to know about you, because that goes to show me that you want the pushover version of myself that you
Yeah.
can manipulate. Like, you're not
want
used to me putting my
be
foot
whatever you want me to be.
Exactly.
Oh, I hate those people.
But yeah, not anymore. Those people are no longer in my life.
Yeah, I'm the complete opposite. I was just a no, absolutely not. So if I said yes to you, it was like, oh, she really likes me. Now I'm like, if it's not inconveniencing me, yeah, why not? It's not gonna like do anything differently. But like, if you're asking me to take you to Timbuktu, hell no, sorry, still not gonna go that far. But like for her or like my siblings or anybody, it depends on the person, I guess.
Hey Siri, find tickets to Timbuktu. Oh God.
Hey Siri, watch ears that are aspy.
Wow. Okay.
I say stuff like that now, but I will never actually act on it unless you try me.
But I think also something I'm trying to learn, I'm trying to take accountability because it's going to benefit me, not that person.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's so easy to be like, okay, well, this is what they want to hear, so let me just give it to them. Like, no, like, taking accountability now as an adult genuinely makes me feel good, because I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
Yeah, see, I'm still working on that part. Because for me, I take accountability in 90% of my life. There is a small little part though where I'm like, if they're not like asking about it, they're not worried about it, I'm not taking accountability. I know I got my revenge in peace. I know I can be angry at that person in peace, or upset that this person did this and never talk to them again in peace, because they're not asking about it. But you know, I mean, there are some situations where I'm like, I should probably apologize to the person, even if I never want to talk to them again. Like, you deserve an apology for this. They deserve an apology for that. Just so that way I can have like a clear conscience. So that way, like, 99% of my life I'm holding myself accountable.
I think, I guess in a situation like that, you just have to read the room, honestly. Like, it's like, is it worth it? Like, am I like, you know, diving too deep doing this? Like, yeah.
And I feel like with times like that, the only time it should be worth it is if like it's affecting you personally.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm torn up about should I tell them, should I not tell them? They deserve to know, but like they don't care. If you're really tussling with yourself,
just do it.
Go just do it. Like, it's gonna satisfy you at the end. Who cares how they're gonna react if you really don't care about what the relationship or the friendship is at the end of it? But if you're just like, oh, I really couldn't care less if they ever knew or not knew how I felt, then just move on with your life. Because now you're just opening another box that was already closed. So, like, what's the point?
Yeah. You're the most important person in your life. So do what's best for you. Like,
yes.
Not saying, like, you know, F other people's feelings and stuff like that. But, you know, what's going to make you feel good? Because if you don't feel good doing it, then what's the point? Like, you're just inconveniencing yourself for no reason.
And like Eve's therapist said, you can be healing and a bad bitch and still be really fucking messy. So
I live by that till this day.
Oh, ever since I heard that line, it's all about me, even when I'm taking accountability, because it's my life at the end of the day.
And everyone's imperfect. Like, no one's gonna show up at the best version of themselves.
Literally.
No one really is the best version of themselves when you think about it. Like, everyone has flaws. Everyone has things about themselves that I could be like, damn, that's annoying. But you know what? I still love them though. And that's normal. Like, no, you're not gonna meet one human on this earth, no matter how perfect you think they are, no matter how much you adore them, no matter how nice they are, like,
there's always gonna be that
one thing that's gonna like, ooh, I can't stand this.
For real, there's that one thing and it's like, but yeah, like, I'm at the point in my life where I'm trying to take more accountability, but also after feelings, like, it's really not gonna bother me that much if you know, hey, I hold myself accountable for what happened between us, then at least me and God know how my heart is. And that's just how I feel. Like, as long as God knows my true heart and I know my true heart, then I'm chilling. Because I know I don't do anything intentionally and I don't do anything to like have malicious intent to someone. So if they feel like that and really don't want to hear me out, oh well.
And yeah, this is another thing, like, don't push it if someone really is just like, no, I don't want to hear it. Like, okay, I tried. Like, at least you tried. Like, you can't walk away. You can walk away being like, you know what? You know, I gave it a shot and they still don't want to hear it, and that's on them. And that has nothing to do with me. Like, I did my part, and hey, one day, if it's tomorrow, 5 years from now, shit, my funeral, if that's when they want to forgive me, then so be it. But I'm never gonna like pull like forgiveness out of someone if they're really not ready to forgive me.
And you really have to be like 100% staying 10 toes down on that, because the ones who are like, no, I don't want to hear it, how dare you do that to me, are always the ones that come back and they're like, oh, I miss you, or like, I'm so sorry, or I'm ready to hear you out now, I want you back now. No, that shit is then gone.
It's sailed. It's done a couple laps around the Atlantic.
Like, it's because they always figure it out too late, and like, we discovered like, oh, we need to take accountability too late. So now we're trying to be proactive with it. Those people are usually like, it's too late. Let me go do this to somebody else. Like, And now I was wondering, why is it always too late? Why is my timing always so bad? Or since this one person, nothing's worked out for me. But that's because
I mean, honestly, y'all, I mean, we really, like, we only have one life to live. Like, that's something I keep telling myself. Like,
yeah,
you really, like, you don't want to leave this earth, like, with regrets.
like you could literally be here one day and gone 30
literally,
seconds later.
I mean, knocking on wood, but, like, I could leave Cheyenne's house right now, and, like, that's it.
No.
Like, you don't want to be, like, if there's things that are, like, weighing heavy on your heart, like, do something about it.
For real, like, and that's one thing in the past, like, almost 2 years, I've learned a lot. Like, literally, the day before my dad died, I was on FaceTime with him laughing. I was texting him, I think, a couple hours before he died. Like, it wasn't like, oh, you don't wake up in the morning. He woke up that morning. He didn't go to bed. Like, you never, like, nothing's guaranteed. And if it makes your life just that much easier by, like, taking accountability and be like, yeah, I fucked up, whatever, it is what it is. Especially if it's not doing any detrimental harm to anybody. You fucked up. It happens. We're all human. Like, unless you're a machine, then that's a different story. Because I don't know how to help you, but if you feel like you need to take accountability, do it. If you feel like you don't, because that's also better, then don't. Go figure out a way to live a better life. Because that's all you really can do. Live for yourself in the healthiest way possible, and you'll be able to grow and glow for a long time. Shameless plug. Alright. I haven't done that one in a while.
Oh my god, but yeah, yo, I mean, you're gonna be the drama at some point in your life.
It's always gonna be you, and you will be the drama at some point. That's the answer.
If you haven't now, you will at some point. If it's tomorrow, if it's next year.
Honestly, if you think you have it now, you probably need to self-reflect just a little bit more, because I can guarantee if you are at least probably 13 years old, you've been wrong at some point in your life that you can remember. So if you really think you're never the drama, it's never you, it's probably always you, and that's when you need to do a lot of self-reflecting. But, you know, I don't know, you make amends, then it's never you.
Why you looking at me like that?
No, I'm just saying, we apologize, it's never us.
Yeah. All right, y'all. So we have to wrap up this conversation for today.
Yeah, this was a shorter episode, but next week is a nice long one for you guys, all about therapy. Yay!
But yeah, I mean, we're gonna be talking about our experiences in therapy, because Cheyenne and I have both gone through it at different points in our lives. You know, we have different reasons as to why we went to it, and you know, we're just gonna talk about whether or not we found it beneficial to us in our healing journey.
We also were in it for like very different amounts of time.
Yeah.
So that also plays a factor in it, but hopefully after that episode, you guys can determine if you need therapy or not. Anyway, see you next week. Bye.
Bye.